Okay, guys, this was not planned, completely spur of the moment. It went from me turning on the movie for us to watch it to my daughter saying she wanted to be a character and then bringing me this little dictionary asking if I can turn it into the spell book. I'm still laughing at the fact that I did not prepare for this. I just literally went around the house and grabbed some random stuff and just sat down and started doing it. I'm really happy I turned on my camera for this. So my first thought when she asked me to do this is, how would I do that eye? That's probably the hardest part. And then I got the idea of maybe cutting it out of one of her dolls, which she would gladly said I could do. I just felt really, really horrible. It just felt so wrong cutting out the little baby's eye, but I knew it was gonna work perfect after I seen the doll. Actually, Kermit right there, he almost got his eye taken out because I was actually gonna use that for it until I found this little baby. Yeah, I don't know where she got this little dictionary. It's just been laying around, and then I found I needed a circle for around the eye, so I just got a bunch of random stuff. I got keychains, and then she had this little snake, which I knew it had snakes on it. We only had one, so I had to work with that, and then just random paints that we had, basically brown, whites, and anything like that. I just needed brown and white and black. So I glued the eye on the book first, and I knew I had to kind of, we didn't have any more like clay or like molding clay. So I knew she had Play-Doh, so I just went ahead with that because I knew I needed it to, it was just poking out of the book too much and I needed it to blend seamlessly. So I just went ahead and used the Play-Doh because if you're a parent, I'm pretty sure you know if you leave Play-Doh out, it like dries rock hard. So I just went ahead with that. Again, I just sat down and did this. I wasn't really like planning for it to like last or anything or like really look good. I was just kind of okay, let me try. So I really didn't even know if this was gonna work, but I just kind of molded it down to where it's just a little bit like blended into the book. And then I knew I needed that ring around the eye, and I had already measured. It's just a basic key ring, and it fit perfectly. So I was like, yes, this works perfect. So I just smashed it down there and cut off the excess Play-Doh from around the book. And I did go ahead and glue it, like glue gun the edges so everything would stick just in case like the Play-Doh came off or something. I just glued around the edges. I was really laughing the whole time while doing this too because I knew it was just ridiculous all the stuff that I was getting, but yet while I was doing it, I kept saying like, wow, this might actually work. So anyways, we had this little, I don't know, she had this in her toys, a little snake, and I just glue gunned it onto a paper because the book, I was looking off the just a picture on the internet from the book, and it does have like a little square or little, I don't know, squarish background. So I just cut it into the shape the book has and basically glued it straight from the paper to the book. I have to say I was pretty happy with the outcome because I looked on Amazon and they're like $29 for them for like a fake book, and mine came out way better looking. So the book actually has two snakes on each corner, and we didn't have any more snakes. We could only just find one. So I just went ahead and grabbed like an old necklace. Just, it's kind of, just a messed up necklace that I don't use and it's broken. So I went ahead and cut it and just kind of figured that would kind of look like a little bit like a snake if I painted it silver. And then for the bottom, I just used like a, what is this, like twine or something? I don't know. I just grabbed whatever I thought would work and I just used it just basically because, I just thought it would semi look like a snake when I painted it.
That looks creepy.
I'm gonna paint it, of course. It's not gonna be. Then I noticed from the movie it had like a little gem on the edge of the book, so I just added a little rhinestone. And then the book is kind of small, and originally that's what I told my daughter is like it's too small, and she said she's little, so it makes sense that it's small for her. And then I was like, oh yeah, perfect. And she has puffy paint, so I went ahead and went with brown first because that's really the only color that I thought would work at the time. It would just be easier to make the little stitches, but in the movie, they're kind of like a goldish color. So I figured I would make this stitches so they're sticking up and then just paint over it after I painted over the whole entire thing. So after everything was glued on, I just started painting. I just went in with whatever brown I had. We just had one brown, so that's the brown I used, and it actually was a perfect color. And I just kind of, it was just a mixture of going back and forth with brown, adding a little bit of black to make it a little darker in places, and just a worn out look. So I kind of just kept going back and alternating colors. And around the little stitches, it was kind of more of a darker tint. And so I just kind of went in with black around there and then just blended it out. And then I did add a little bit of white to the centers where it looks kind of worn out. So it was just kind of back and forth, brown, blending black into it and things like that. It really started coming together after I got the paint on it. And this paint dries super fast, so I didn't even wait for it to dry. I just kept going over it. And I don't think if I didn't use this little baby doll's eye, I don't think it would have looked as cool because the eye looks so realistic. And yeah, so I just painted around that. The only thing is, when I went in with the silver, we didn't have silver paint. So I kind of just had to go in with black and white paint to make it gray, which I think that kind of, I wish I had silver or at least a little bit of a metallic color, but we didn't have anything that I grabbed. So yeah, I just went in with a little bit of gray and black and did all the silver stuff silver. And then after I did it silver, I did like kind of dirty it up a little bit with like black, just added a little bit of black. Same thing I did with the brown, basically, just kind of made it look a little bit dirty and worn out. And for the stitches, I went ahead and used a little bit more puffy paint. I just mixed them with, because I originally started going in with white paint, but it wasn't looking right, so I mixed a yellow, a white, and a brown puffy paint, I think. I think those are the colors I used. I mixed those and just went over each stitch one by one, and it looked way better. I'm honestly surprised on how good it came out, especially since I didn't plan for it and just kind of spur of the moment thing. And yeah, it'll go good with her little costume that she's going to be. So I'm actually really happy that I turned on the camera and decided to film this, because I'm glad I showed the process of just doing it with some crazy around the stuff house that we had laying around. I actually can't wait to start filming Halloween videos. I'm hoping to get a few up this year. Yeah, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.